What Africa are you going to leave behind? What Africa are you going to leave behind for your children, grandchildren, and generations to come? Are you satisfied with your children living the life that you have lived? I know how we live in this diaspora. Some of us work 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, and we work till we die. Our children are going to do the same thing. Work 2-3 jobs till they die. To what end, my brothers and sisters? To what end? The inheritors of such an amazing continent. All we got to do is get up, unite, and take care of it. Take care of it. With all of you media people, we're counting on you to redo and rewrite our history, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth about us and our continent, to re-educate not only us, but the world. What Africa are you going to leave behind? What Africa are you going to leave behind? Let's get involved in mining. Let's mine our gold. Let's mine our own minerals. And because we will be united, we can dictate how much we want to sell our minerals for, not for the buyer to say, I'll pay you so much. And we say, okay. That time is over. Answer that question to our grandchildren and generations to come. What Africa are you going to leave behind? What Africa are you going to leave behind? Let's let the world know that Black people are now united. We may have been asleep for over 400 years. We are now awake from our slumber. We now refuse to continue to be brainwashed. We know their game now, to get ourselves out of this conundrum that we've found ourselves in as a race. That we collectively agree that the insanity that we have been through, the insanity that we have suffered from for centuries, insanity no more. Insanity no more. And we are going to be the generation that's going to turn the corner, and that journey begins today. It doesn't matter where you see us, as Black people in America, Black people in Africa, Black people in the Caribbean, in South America, in Europe, all over the world. Nobody was exempt. This strategy has percolated through every one of us. The self-hate, the mistrust, the lack of belief in ourselves and in each other. It's a pandemic that we're having to deal with as Black people. But do we even realize it as a pandemic that's worse than COVID? Because it misses no one. It affects every Black person. When are we going to wake up from our slumber? Because if we do not, it doesn't matter how much we get together, nothing will be accomplished. Because our minds are still in the gutter. Our minds are still fast asleep. We are completely brainwashed. And we need to understand that. You see, for you to go seek help from a doctor, you got to understand, first of all, that you're sick. But if you don't think you're sick, how are you going to get help? When you go to that negotiating table with a colonized mind, garbage in, garbage out. When you go to Africa today, look what's happening in the Congo, what's happening in Cameroon, what's happening in Somalia, what's happening in Mali, what's happening in Niger. Who are the people you see holding the guns? It's not white people. It's Black people holding the guns. It's us killing each other. We're being given peanuts to kill each other. Have you ever wondered? A continent that doesn't have a single gun manufacturing plant. We have endless supply of guns. If you want to know what is going on in our Africa, I often say, when you hear something happen in Africa, look for the story behind the story. You want to know what's going on in our Africa, follow the guns. What Africa are you going to leave behind? What Africa are you going to leave behind? What Africa are you going to leave behind for your children, grandchildren, and generations to come?